Hello, and welcome to Alcohol Safety for Bar Staff.
At the conclusion of this training video, bar staff should be able to properly check an ID, staff should be able to understand the limit of alcohol served per person, and staff should be able to identify when someone needs medical attention because of over-intoxication.
Staff should be able to properly check an ID. Screen anyone who appears under the age of 30.
Okay. I'm gonna need to see some identification.
Really? Makes me feel young again.
Physically hold the ID.
Okay. Your total is $96.50.
Do not look through a wallet. If you encounter an out-of-state questionable ID, fact check it in the ID checking guide. Check the expiration date for validation, the birth date, as well as state information on the back. Match the photo of the ID to the person presenting it.
Somebody comes up and they try to order multiple drinks. Let's say a guy comes up and he orders like 5 beers. You need to have an ID, and preferably a person with that ID for every beer, or if it's like a pitcher, right? That's another common one. They get a pitcher of beers or a pitcher of margaritas or sangria or whatever, and they'll ask for 4 or 5 glasses. So you need to have an ID for every single one of those glasses.
Lastly, it is important to ask questions of not only the information found on the card to prove that the holder is of age, but also ask questions such as, what high school did you go to, or what is your zodiac sign? These questions and how the person responds will allow you to weed out the potential underage bargoers.
Usually when somebody comes in and they're underage and they have a fake ID, you can see it in their face, right? Their poker tails come out. And if you come in and you're underage and you're using a fake ID, maybe you've done in the past, it can be pretty nerve-wracking because you can get in a lot of trouble for using a fake ID. So if somebody's acting a little bit weird, and you'll kind of get your spider senses will start tingling that they're just something's a little bit off. And make sure you pay attention to those people, especially if they look on the young side.
Staff should be able to understand the limit of alcohol served per person. Bartenders should limit 2 drinks at a time per person when purchasing, as well as enforce the last call policy 30 minutes before the bar closes. No longer giving people the opportunity to buy drinks, and instead giving them a time to sober up and find a ride home.
Staff should be able to identify when someone needs medical attention because of over-intoxication. If a person is unconscious, breathing less than 8 times a minute, or has repeated uncontrolled vomiting, mental confusion, unresponsiveness, snoring or gasping for air, hypothermia, erratic breathing, loss of consciousness, paleness or blueness of skin, can't stand up straight, stumbling around and unable to walk straight. There are a few problems that could arise if bar staff doesn't properly use these strategies. Number 1, binge drinking, which is the consumption of an excessive amount of alcohol in a short period of time. Number 2, alcohol poisoning. This is a serious and sometimes deadly consequence of drinking large amounts of alcohol in a short period of time. Drinking too much, too quickly, can affect your breathing, heart rate, body temperature, and gag reflex, which could potentially lead to a coma or death. Number 3, violence. Alcohol and violence can sometimes go hand in hand when behavior turns to physical force intended to hurt, damage, or kill someone or something. For example, bar fights.
I look over and I see like hair being pulled and all. I would have tried to uppercut her, but at that point I had too many bouncers wrapped around me.
And lastly, number 4, drink spiking and date rape drugs. Alcohol is the most common substance used to spike drinks, since it can be added to a drink without you knowing. Drugs used in drink spiking are often referred to as date rape drugs, and although they are not always used for sexual assault, they are still very dangerous.
Now that it's the conclusion of the video, bartending staff should be able to properly check an ID, should be able to understand the limit of alcohol served per person, and should be able to identify when someone needs medical attention because of overintoxication.